Someone just asked you to repeat what you said. You blush. Your mind goes blank. And suddenly you feel smaller. You repeat it quietly, faster, or apologizing. And just like that, your idea loses its power. Hi, my friend. Welcome back to Speak Advantage. I'm here to help you speak with confidence at work, whether English is your first, second, or foreign language. If you've ever had someone say, "Can you repeat that?" or "Sorry, what was that?" and felt your confidence drop to zero, you're not alone. And you assume that it is because of your accent. Maybe you're naturally soft-spoken. It is not important. How you respond to this moment determines whether people remember your idea or remember the awkwardness. And I'm going to give you the exact phrases, the mindset, and the strategies to handle this like a professional without panic, my friend. So let's move on to why this feels so terrible. When someone asks you to repeat yourself, your brain immediately jumps to the worst conclusion. They didn't understand me because I'm not good enough. If you have an accent, you think, it's because of how I sound. If you're soft-spoken, you think, I'm too quiet, I don't belong here. If you're in a meeting with senior people, you think, they think I'm unprofessional. 99% of the time, people didn't understand you for a simple reason. They weren't listening. Someone was typing. The connection was bad. They were thinking about their own response. There was background noise. They really didn't hear you. I've watched native English speakers get asked to repeat themselves in meetings. I've seen CEOs say, "Sorry, what?" to each other. This isn't about you being insufficient, it's just communication. But how do you respond? That's what makes you look confident or insecure. And most people respond in the worst possible way. Let me show you what not to do first. Don't get in the apologetic loop. Here is a terrible response. "Oh, sorry, I know my English is bad, I'll say it again. Sorry, so sorry." Now, unfortunately, you made everyone focus on your language, not your ideas. The second thing not to do is that you say the exact same thing in the exact same way, but quieter and faster like you're ashamed. Now, they definitely can't hear you, and you look unconfident. The third thing not to do is the defensive reaction in your responses, such as, "I just said that," or "Never mind, it's not important." Congratulations, you've now created tension and thrown away your contribution. And one more for you, my friends, and this one is my favorite. Here is over-explaining. "Oh, well, what I was trying to say was, I was thinking about this thing and..." You had one clear point. Now it is a big mess. So, if that's what not to do, what's the right way? The right way depends on the situation, and I'm going to give you a strategy for each scenario you'll face. Scenario 1. Meetings, presentations, and calls. First strategy makes you sound calm under pressure. It is the professional repeating. This is for normal work situations such as meetings, presentations, and calls, my friend. When someone says, "Can you repeat that?" here's what you do. First, pause for 1 second. Don't panic. Just 1 second. Second, reframe your point with different words. Don't just repeat the exact same sentence. Say it differently. Paraphrase. For example, you said, "I think we pay attention to our human resources department." You will repeat your sentence by paraphrasing it. You can say, "Let me clarify, we should give importance to the human resources department." Can you see what happened? You acknowledged the request without apologizing, and you rephrased for clarity. You now sound confident and helpful, not defensive. And finally, check for understanding. You can say, "Does that make sense?" or "Is that clear?" This does two things. It shows you care about communication, and it gives them permission to ask follow-up questions without feeling awkward. For my non-native speakers friends, this will be your magic. When you rephrase, you show vocabulary. You show you're adaptable. You're not apologizing for your accent. You're demonstrating communication skills. And here's the bonus tip for you. Sometimes the first way you said it was perfectly fine. By rephrasing, you're just giving them another aspect to understand. That's professional. Scenario 2. Video calls. This second strategy removes awkwardness instantly. It is for video calls, bad audio, or noisy environments. When someone says, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," here's your response. "No problem, there might be some audio lag. Here's what I said." Or you can say, "Sure, it's a bit noisy on my end." To clarify, alternatively, you can say, "Absolutely, let me say that again more clearly." Notice the pattern? You're not apologizing for yourself. You are acknowledging a possible technical issue and you are reframing with confidence. This is important because you're not taking the blame, but you're not blaming them either. You're just solving the communication problem like a real professional. And listen, even if it wasn't actually an audio issue, even if it was your accent or your volume, this response still works because it removes the awkwardness and keeps the focus on your message. You're not being dishonest. Communication issues are technical issues. Your goal is to be understood, not to psychoanalyze why they didn't hear you. Scenario 3. Group meetings. The third strategy turns embarrassment into authority. This is for when you're in a big meeting and someone asks you to repeat yourself in front of everyone. This is the moment that feels the most embarrassing. Everyone's looking at you. You feel exposed. Here's what you do for everyone move. The first option is to say, "Good question. Let me make this clearer for everyone." Now you're not repeating because you failed. You're clarifying because you're helping the group. You just reframed the entire situation. The second option is to say, "Let me say that louder for everyone." You're acknowledging you might have been quiet, but you're doing it with confidence. You're taking control. The third option is to say, "Let me put this in the chat so everyone can see it." This option is for online meetings. You type your point while speaking it. Now it's reinforced, everyone can reference it, and you look proactive. The key principle here in these three options is that you don't shrink. You expand. When you're asked to repeat yourself, don't get quieter, smaller, or more apologetic. Get clearer, louder, and more direct. That's what confident professionals do. Hey, my friends, don't forget, being asked to repeat yourself is not a judgment. It's a second chance to lead the conversation. Communication is a two-way street. If your message didn't go, you get another chance. That's not failure, that's just how conversation works. Stop apologizing for your voice, your accent, or your volume. Start rephrasing with confidence. Use the strategies I gave you, and most importantly, change the story you tell yourself. You're not insufficient, you're just communicating like every other professional in the world. If this helped you, subscribe and comment below. What do you usually say when someone asks you to repeat yourself? Do you apologize or do you rephrase? Remember, clarity is confidence.